All right, here we are tapped in, and we have Professor Jason Valdivia from Aztec BJJ, and you guys are out of Yuma, right?
Yes.
Man, that's like, what is it, like 3 hours from Scottsdale?
Yeah,
You're
about
like
about
far
right.
out. How do you like it out there? What is it
It's
like? I've never
uh,
been.
it's hot.
It's hot. Yeah, it's hot everywhere in Arizona.
Um,
Awesome.
yeah, it's just a little town, in
Yeah.
Arizona.
Yeah, nice. Awesome. Well, we've seen you guys at the Arizona Jiu-Jitsu League, so we wanted to get to know you a little bit and see what you guys do out there and yeah, so let's get into it. So, how long has the school been open?
Aztec BJJ has been open since 2020.
Okay. So
Yeah,
fairly new, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I took over. It used to be called Ascent BJJ. And
Okay.
before that, it was Yuma BJJ.
Yeah.
Um, then I just took over during COVID.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. And how long have you been doing jiu-jitsu?
Man, well, I started in Phoenix in
Okay.
20 in 2008.
Okay.
I was doing Muay Thai and I thought the
Yeah.
price was ridiculous. So I did all the classes after that.
Yeah.
So
Nice. Well, me too. I started with Muay Thai and then kind of transitioned over because once I like got to see what it's like, then I'm like, all right, I guess I'll give it a shot. So,
yeah,
yeah, that's
well
super cool.
for
How
me it
long?
was
Yeah.
more I didn't want to get kicked. So
Same. I was like, I'm so done with being punched in the face. And then I was like,
yeah.
all right, that forget this and let's switch to this. And so, yeah, yeah. Yeah. All right, cool. So, how did you actually get into jujitsu though? Tell us your story.
I have a friend, his name's Jeff, VRL.
Okay.
Um, and while I was doing Muay Thai up in Phoenix, well, he was here, and one day he's like, "Hey, if you can, um, if I don't submit you, then I'll never bug you about jiu-jitsu again."
Yeah. Nice.
Um, and he got me.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
remember what he got you with?
Um, I'm pretty sure it was either a rear naked or an arm bar. He did so many of those.
Yeah. Nice. All
Yeah.
right. So, what kind of sparked the whole like opening up the gym and becoming a professor? How did that all start for you?
Um, well, it started with COVID. A bunch of the guys they wanted to keep training, so I'm like, well, I have mats at my house. I was a brown belt back then, and we just did that, and then the previous owners they're like, hey, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Um, so I stepped up and took over.
Nice. So, it was from COVID too.
Yeah,
So you actually got people on the mats. That's
yeah,
that's surprising. That's awesome. And then it was just like history from there. That's
yeah,
awesome. Cool. And so have you competed before?
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your competition experience.
I've competed with at the Arizona League
Yeah.
um since I was like a white belt,
Okay.
and then I've done a couple ADCC trials. I took the opens in Phoenix. Uh, took third in Worlds a couple times,
Mm-hmm.
and then this year, I competed in the trials again. Uh, did the Phoenix Open. Did a couple of
Nice.
the AZBJJL tournaments too.
Nice.
And, and hopefully, I'm good enough to like health wise to compete in Worlds Nogi.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, what about us though? Are you competing next Saturday? Did you sign up?
No, I have
What?
a baptism that I have to go to.
Come on. All right. All right, that's a pass. Okay, cool. What are your thoughts on competition? Do you think it's for everyone?
I well, I don't think it's for everybody, but I do try and get, uh, the students that are not competitors to at least compete once.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because it's to me it's the closest thing you'll get to like a fight or a street fight and to
Right.
test your skills. Um, and then what my professor Fabio, he always says that each match in the tournament's like 30 classes. So I
That's
took that to
true.
heart. Took that to heart, and I tell them, and I really don't push them to compete or not compete.
Mm-hmm.
I try to just I try to compete as much as I can, and if I spark something in them, then
Yeah.
I don't I never tell them no, and I also don't say yeah you should do this one either. So
Right. Do you offer competition classes or?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Um, Tell us, well, let's go back in time a little bit. So tell us about the very first time you competed. How did that go for you?
Um, well, it went pretty good. I did well
Really?
back
Cool.
back then we there used to be you know the gi and the no gi same day,
Yeah.
uh super long day, right? And I took first in both gi and no gi in my division, and then I did the open and took first.
Nice. Look at you.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, you know, competition and jujitsu is a lot about the mental game.
Mhm.
So, how do you handle your internal battles when it comes to competition or jujitsu in general?
I just I just put one foot in front of the other and just go.
Yeah.
Um
Just do it, right? Like,
I
don't
just do
overthink
it. Yeah,
it.
I just do it. I mean I've competed, I played soccer my whole life. I did track,
Yeah.
most of my
Yeah.
life. So for me it's not the competition aspect wasn't new. So
Right.
I just go. And if
Right.
it's
So
my
you
if,
have like that sports background already. What
yes.
advice would you give to somebody that doesn't have that type of background and they're just, jujitsu is like their first sport and let's say they want to go into competing? What advice
Um
would you give them?
I would give I what I tell, half of my classes like that, and I tell them, hey, if you want to compete, great. You should, at least 6 months to a year, think
Mm-hmm.
about it. But if you want to go for it, I won't say no.
Yeah.
I'll be there for you guys. And it happened. two of my uh, two of my students, they're friends with this parent, and they bullied him into doing a competition, and
Okay.
he just doesn't stop competing now, and he's never competed.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
I
some people just have that like in them, like that
yeah
aggressive, like, I need to compete. Like, if I'm gonna do this, I need to go all the way.
yeah
So that's super cool. Do you talk to your students about like rules and just like the point system or like how do you go about that?
yes. Every time I get an IBJJF, update, I let the guys know the
Mm-hmm.
day after that. Um, and then especially during comp class, we you know, we start from the top. And then yeah, I tell them, takedowns are, so much points,
Mm-hmm.
passing and go on from that. And sometimes I'll even do rounds where it's nothing but point based.
Nice.
So they get accustomed to, there's going to be guys that you won't be able to submit, and if you can edge them with a point or whatnot, like I try to help
Right.
them out there too.
What about regarding weight classes? How do you guide your students?
I try to make sure they don't cut too much weight, like
Uh-huh.
maybe a couple pounds. Nope. I'm not in favor of like those massive weight cuts. They just
Right.
drain you. You know, I did them when I was younger,
Yeah.
um, and it just sucked.
Oh, yeah,
It was bad.
for sure. All right, cool. So we've seen you out at the Arizona Jiu-Jitsu League. Tell us about your experience at the league.
It's really cool. I like how I like how it's run. It's very professional, very reminiscent of IBJJF.
Yeah.
Um, um,
Hopefully you would recommend us.
oh, I do
Cool.
definitely recommend you guys. And you know, I have a bunch of friends there. You know that I'll go see, I'll go compete against, and you know, there's never a bad vibe there.
Right. Awesome. Well, love to hear it. Awesome, Jason. So thank you so much. We got so much from you. I guess where can people find you? Where are you on social media?
So I have Aztec BJJ on Instagram, Facebook. Don't have a Twitter or X.
Twitter is dead. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, um, no Snapchat. So
Yeah.
yeah, Aztec BJJ, Instagram and Facebook.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for supporting. Thank you so much for your time.
No,
And we
thank
look
you.
forward to seeing you out there again.
Yeah.
Awesome. Jason, thank you.